Today, ABC's Jimmy Kimmel revealed something pretty startling, that he now believes he's lost at least half his fans based on his criticism of Donald Trump. He said it in a podcast interview with Phil Rosenthal.
Does ABC ever say to you, hey, could you not just attack this side and lay off a little bit because we're going to lose those people?
There was at one time, maybe, I don't know, like right around the beginning of this whole like Trump thing where...
This is now 8 years ago?
Yeah, something like that. Maybe not quite that long ago. That was like kind of hinted at, but I said, listen, I get it. I mean, I don't disagree. I mean, you're right. I have lost half of my fan, maybe more than that. I mean, when 10 years ago, among like Republicans, I was the most popular talk show host. I mean, at least according to the research that they did.
Ratings are down across the board for the major late-night hosts, way down since 2016 to now. The average viewership on all broadcast networks has fallen off a cliff. Stephen Colbert's viewers down 22%, Kimmel's are down 53%, and Jimmy Fallon's 64% less viewers than in 2016. Trump, of course, has not only delighted in seeing recent ratings failures, but he's also taken credit for it. He recently posted on Truth Social, quote, "It was my great honor to have destroyed the ratings of late-night comedy shows." He said when Jimmy Fallon apologized for having, quote, humanized Trump and his ratings soared, the radical left forced him to apologize. That was effectively the end of The Tonight Show. Now, of course, there are a lot of variables we can't measure. Video on demand, there's younger generations who stream content or watch on their phones, but there is evidence of a correlation that Kimmel referred to. It wasn't always like this. Remember that moment when Jimmy Fallon personally checked out Donald Trump's hair?
Go ahead with my hairspray.
Fallon received a lot of left-leaning criticism for, quote, normalizing Trump at that time, and then he even apologized, saying, quote, "I'm sorry, I don't want to make anyone angry. I never do and I never will. It's all the fun in the show. I made a mistake. I'm sorry if I made anyone mad, and looking back, I would do it differently." He's been much more critical of Trump ever since then. Stephen Colbert was kind of the first to go there, a lot. After a rough ratings start, he became explicitly political and went after Trump and saw his ratings surge.
The former president claimed that despite there being absolutely zero evidence, all the documents found at Mar-a-Lago had been declassified thanks to a special power.
If you're the president of the United States, you can declassify just by saying it's declassified, even by thinking about it.
That's right. Oh, no, that's right. Oh, no. That's true. No, that's true. That's true. He declassified them with his mind. Pick a document. Pick a document. Pick a document. If you have the document, hold it in your mind. Don't tell me what it is. Are these your launch codes?
ABC and NBC followed suit, and now they are all way down. There's one outlier, however, an overtly political comedy show from the right, whose ratings have soared. Fox News' Greg Gutfeld.
It's a babbling old man at large who doesn't know who's in charge. Yes, it's gaffes like this that led to one conclusion: Biden lives in the land of confusion. Been a hard few days for President Biden, even for him. And no, he doesn't have COVID for the 14th time. The virus prefers living hosts.
Even though he's a NewsNation denier, he's still doing quite well. So maybe it's not politics that people are tuning out per se. Maybe the type of politics, or maybe broadcast networks are different, or maybe people who don't watch Fox News want to break from the politics. Maybe they want fun and celebrities, not politics. I'm not sure. I do, however, think Kimmel's probably right. He was an everyman. A guy came up by making jokes white dudes in particular loved, and a lot of white dudes love Donald Trump. Joining me now is Colby Hall, the founding editor of the media website Mediaite, which I founded. Thanks for coming on the show. Appreciate it. All right, so what do you make of Kimmel's comments? You think he's onto something?
I think television is a fickle beast, Dan. I think you and I both know that. Yeah, I think he has a point. I think there's a real problem with late-night TV and that they kind of stopped being funny.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.